Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host. I'm joined this week by
BB.
And on the keyboards this evening will be
Dylan.
And from the west coast of the United States, I think it's probably still light out there, is Mr. Sonny Pooni. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's only 3:30 here, so yeah, it's sunny sunshine. And BB, happy birthday, buddy!
Thanks, buddy.
Happy
I
birthday.
appreciate it.
Yes, very happy birthday.
The real birthday.
It's actually his actual birthday today, yeah, which I'm glad you could make it up here with
Thank
us.
you.
Not that you could go anywhere,
Yeah.
and celebrate, because everything's freaking closed up here. It sucks. So, hope everybody's doing good out there. Hope you guys enjoyed BB's birthday episode last week. And I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I said before, I wanted to throw out some of those bands that we really haven't talked about, and who knows, maybe somebody will actually get on the Steel Panther bandwagon, because the list that Dylan put out on the show episode from the Spotify playlist is really good. So, check that out. But yeah, hopefully you got at least one song out of the bunch.
Well, last week's episode was actually the year-end episode.
Yeah,
and,
I was gonna say that
we have a bone to pick with.
Oh, okay.
With your top pick.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Sorry, yeah, BB's birthday episode was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and the last episode was the year's end, where we did our top albums, and BB picked a greatest hits album.
That's right.
For his number one album, which
Right.
like if that isn't against the whole spirit of the thing, I don't know what is.
I think when I sent Steve the text, I said...
I read it.
I said, I don't care if it's a greatest hits. It's the album that I played and listened to the most in 2020. And since 2020 is so fucked up, I threw the rules out of the window anyway.
Well, I listened to Appetite Destruction a lot last year, but that doesn't mean that that's going to be the top newest album of the year.
No, wait. Now, was Appetite for Destruction released this year?
No, but we did discover that the Guns N' Roses did release a greatest hits album, so it's not like I put that on the list for
Hey. Now, in my book, it's an album, and it was released in 2020. I don't care if it wasn't a reissue. It was a brand new album.
If they re-recorded the songs, I might be able
There were two that they redid.
Oh, two! Wow, out of the whole album.
I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this. It's usually me fighting.
What was the album he picked?
It's Ryan Spencer Cook's band, Hair of the Dog.
Oh my God, the re-release?
No, it's not. It's
good.
like a greatest hits of the Hair of the Dog songs from their 3 albums.
There were so many good albums that came out this year, and you just piss all over them and put out a greatest hits for your top album. It just breaks my heart.
I'm sorry.
I just love it that Dylan was more upset about it than me.
I know, right? Holy cow!
I put a lot of work into my list, and I didn't know I could put greatest hits albums.
So
All
next
right,
year,
new rule.
2021, if there is a greatest hits album that you enjoy and there's at least 2 new songs on it, like if Trivium ever puts out a greatest hits album, probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
But
Because they don't have any.
Yeah. You can put it on your list for next year.
Okay, I'll give it a thought.
All right, new category next year.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. Best greatest hits album of the year.
There you go.
Yeah, we have a steadfast rule: no greatest hits on Grown Up Rock. No greatest hits, no EPs, no live albums. So you got to do like a actual new full length album.
I didn't think we needed the rule, but
But just in case, if anyone has not heard Hair of the Dog and they pick up that album, there is nowhere on that album that says it's a greatest hit album. So there's no
false advertising too.
Well, there you go. You never.
Boy.
Okay.
Wow. Dylan,
right.
you know it's my birthday.
I know.
You
I know.
can't pick on me on my birthday. You have to wait till next week.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing it up then.
All right, so that was fun. And last week when we did our year-end thing, I forgot a couple things. I just wanted to clear them up. I want to thank Julian Gill Mark Anthony K. and Ken Keenan for having me on the Look It's Rock and Roll podcast. Actually, we did Van Halen 1 and Van Halen 2. And also Brian Davis had me on the Best Movie Memories episode on his podcast. We talked about the movie Mr. Mom. So
wow.
I apologize, you guys, for not getting you guys on the year-end episode, but I wanted to make sure I threw it out there.
Oh, Michael Keaton action?
And actually, Aaron Martell and those guys for having me on the R4 podcast. We did Somewhere in Time and Gene Simmons solo album. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. And Sonny, are you going to... I know the answer to this, but you're going to be checking out the KISS live stream New Year's Eve, correct?
Yeah, it sounds like we might be off that day, so I should be able to catch it live.
Okay. Which package did you get?
I haven't yet.
Oh, you didn't do it yet?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the coupon
for the next
buy two get one free kind of thing.
Yeah, the Groupon's going to be coming out. How about you, BB? You going to check it out?
You never know. I guess it depends on how much we drink before it starts. I think I'm like Sonny. I'm going to see if they knock a couple bucks off of it, or maybe like a last minute thing. Nothing's on TV. You might as well get it.
That's true. Maybe when we have our little
soiree,
little gathering, maybe we can get it, and we'll do the replay for then. Definitely. We can just have it on down there. We'll see.
Yeah.
How about you, Dylan?
I'm probably not going to be watching it, but I will. I'll wait with bated breath on what you guys think of it.
And I know it's been discussed to death. I know Sonny on podcasts, Ross City talked about it. I know those guys on Shout Out Loudcast talked about it, but you kind of know it's going to be the same shit that you've seen 100 times with just more pyro. But there's that little thing that might be different that you don't want to miss. What do you think, Sonny?
You can't miss it. What happens if it's truly live and Paul falls over? You don't want to miss that, right? If they throw a song in, there is absolutely no way that, and I'm talking about nerd KISS fans like me, there is no way that we will not be watching this live stream because we need something to bitch about. Because at least we can do, see, I knew it. Here we go again.
I knew they were going to do the same
shit. The stupid love gun thing.
Sonny's the kind of the guy that watches NASCAR for the crashes. It sounds like.
That's right.
He's the guy that goes to church in case there's a heaven.
Well, that's funny. Last week, Paul Stanley, he posted a picture on his social media. They are all rehearsing. I'm thinking to myself, why didn't they rehearse? They're going to do the same fucking 15 songs they did for the last 15 years anyway. Why do they even rehearse?
They're rehearsing deep tracks.
No. Well, I'm sure that there's some different blocking for the one extra bit of pyro that they're going to add.
Yeah.
That we want to make sure we
$1 million of pyro, but
yeah,
the same 15 songs for the last 15
years. Did you see the size of the stage? They look like fucking ants on there.
Yeah. What is this? A concert for ants?
All right, so I hope everybody's going to check it out. And actually, this episode you're listening to is out a day early.
Yep.
So it is on New Year's Eve. So hopefully you can.
Is that? Are we still doing that?
Actually, the
note to self.
the live stream is going to start when the episode comes out. So.
Yeah. So listen to this episode.
Then watch
catch
KISS.
The end of the end of the live stream.
Yep.
This is more important.
Yep. And I want to say a belated birthday to the original Catman, Peter Criss. He turned 75 last week, and there was a cool video out that I want to say his wife had put together for him. A bunch of people called in and stuff, did video things, and our buddy Joey Casada, he was on there, and Paul, Ace, and Gene actually gave him a happy birthday message. Did you watch the whole thing, Sonny?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. That's where I got the Alice Cooper thing I did for BB this morning.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I didn't get a chance to see it. I sang up a little song and sent it to him.
I heard you did that, but I didn't get a chance to check it out yet. I'll have to check it out. I watched the whole thing. I thought it was cool. It was edited really, really good, though. It came out good. And, of course, they made you wait to the end to see Paul, Gene, and Ace. And, of course, Ace, the fucking doofus, had to make it about himself. Dickhead. Yeah, I got a birthday coming up.
BB and Dylan, the funny part was, hey, this is Ace Frehley. I'm like, No shit, dude.
Duh.
Anybody watching this knows who you are. You don't have to introduce yourself.
And for once in his life, Gene didn't introduce himself.
That's right. Gene and Paul just started talking, and Ace was like, this is Ace Frehley. I think he had to do it just to remind himself of who he was.
That's true. They
Yeah.
probably had huge cue cards. Peter, Chris, you're talking to.
Happy birthday, Peter.
And speaking of live streams, I know Sonny watched it. Did either one of you guys check out the TSO live stream?
I did not. No.
Sonny, I thought it was excellent.
Oh, they did a great job. And what was interesting is my son was like, is it live? Because they are transitioning and cutting out and they're on point. There's no wasted time. I'm like, Anthony, that's how it is live, too. Like, they've got, they put the spotlight on the guy. He talks for a minute. They change whatever they got to change. They end a song. The keyboardist starts into the next song immediately while the story's being told. That's how it is live.
Yeah. And what I say is true, too, Sonny, for you guys, because if you like TSO, you're a Sabotage fan. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. So, Tom and Zeus and them, they can suck it because TSO, they're going to do Hall of the Mountain King next year. What else do I got?
I only watch because Jeff is involved. Otherwise, I could give two shits about TSO.
He was good. He was really good. Did you get the picture I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
I took a picture of Jeff Scott Soto on the screen. Sent it to Sonny. Yeah, it was done really well. Sonny, do you do the Metallica Vinyl Club?
No, I don't.
All right. I'll tell you what. Out of all the bands out there, you would think that Metallica would have their shit together. They usually do. This Vinyl Club that they have is a clusterfuck. It came out like, I'm going to say March or April. It was like $50 for the year. You get 4 new vinyl releases from them. And like after a week of it being a thing, you get an email, okay, your first thing's going to be delayed. Because you could pick if you wanted to get like one every 3 months or if you wanted to get them all at the end of the year. So, I picked I'll get one every 3-4 months, whatever. So you immediately start getting the emails that they're delayed. So finally, probably the beginning, late September, early October, I finally get the first one. It's just a 7-inch single. It's like a live thing. It's got, I think, Creeping Death and something else, 4 Horsemen maybe on it. And it's cool. It's really cool. They're numbered. And then yesterday, BC texts me. He goes, hey, did you get the Metallica email? And I'm like, no. So he screenshots it. Please be advised, your current order for the Metallica Vinyl Club has been postponed or canceled due to lack of stock. I'm like, well, they know how many people are in the fucking thing, right? But I didn't get the email. So then 10 minutes later, I get an email resending the email that BC got, saying disregard that last email. It's back on because someone sent the wrong email or some goddamn thing. So then 2 hours later, I get the cancellation emails, 2 of them, within like 5 minutes of each other. So come on, Metallica Vinyl Club, get your fucking shit together.
Jesus.
God. Ugh.
Well, we are
This
in
is
the
what
middle
you
of
get for asking them to send it 4 separate times. Like, if you win the lottery, just take the winnings all at once, dude. Don't
take
take
the
it.
lump
one
sum.
Oh,
by
absolutely.
one.
You take the lump sum.
Yeah, but
That's
no
right.
one knew that, shit was going to be like it is. But and you figured Metallica, they're one of them and Iron Maiden are pretty much the 2 metal bands that really have their shit together. As far as taking care of their fans and putting together good packages and stuff. But like this Vinyl Club is just a clusterfuck. So
Well, maybe ordering the blackened whiskey will be a better experience for you.
that's true. I'll have to check it out. All right, so boy, that was a long little segment there. So before we get going here, we'll do what are we listening to? Sonny, what do you got going this week?
For some reason, it might have been because Stryper released a new album. I hadn't heard the covering for a while in 2011, so I've been listening to the covering a lot, and you guys probably know, there's a cover of Blackout on there, Heaven and Hell, Carry On My Wayward Son, Highway Star, On Fire, Immigrant Song. But my probably 3 favorites on there are Over the Mountain, The Trooper, and Breaking the Law. Just Stryper does a good job of doing some of these covers that, like you put together an Ace cover album versus a Stryper cover. Like, it's not even close. Come on, let's be real.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree with you. That's a freaking great album. Absolutely. Dylan, how about you?
I mean, one guitarist can sing and the other one can't. So
Yeah.
Why you gotta go there?
I was checking out an album that honestly probably could have made my end of the year list if I had listened to it more. The band's Creeper, and the album The Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void. Very good album. It almost has a light MCR feel to it, but it's got that rock in still. It's not as gothic or dark as My Chemical Romance, but it's got that uplifting vocal that Gerard Way sometimes does. But it's a really good album. I'm really enjoying it so far, and it made a lot of top lists of the year. So I figured I'd give it a listen to, and it's really good.
All right, cool. BB, what do you got going?
More. I'm sure I'll get a whole harassment from this. When we were doing our homework for this episode, I forgot how musically amazing A Different Kind of Truth is. The vocals are meh. The music is fucking amazing.
Purple Mountain's Majesty.
I cannot believe what an amazing musical album that is. And it's almost like it's almost kind of like a forgotten in rotation Van Halen album. It is just so good. And I listened to it actually twice today. And that's probably the only really album I've listened to in the last couple of days. Unfortunately.
Cool. Myself, the other night I dove back in. I threw on my boy Slash. I listened to Living the Dream again, threw that on vinyl. I really missed listening to that album. I haven't listened to it in a while. I kind of laid off the Slash stuff for a little while. I listened to that. And Sonny, I don't know if you're even a fan of these guys. I know Steven is. I checked out the two redos of the Kicks albums, the Fuse 30 Reblown Blow My Fuse, the 30th Anniversary Edition. That one, and the Kicks Relit. They're remastered and remixed or whatever the combination is. They sound absolutely fantastic. It's like the difference in the two versions between both albums are just phenomenal. Just like really, really good. I don't know. Like I said, Sonny, I don't know if you're a fan of them, but like they're like day and night from the old ones. So all right, that's what we got going. Sonny's got Striper the covering. Dylan's got Creeper, Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void.
Whoa. Different
Kind of Truth, a little VH for BB, and vocally it's fucking awesome too, by the way. Myself, I have Slash Living the Dream and a couple new Kicks redos. So let's get into our episode here. We're just going to do a fun, easy topic to talk about. Oh, and by the way, Sonny, if you guys don't know, Steven and Sonny on Grown Up Rock, they are also doing a Van Halen month. They're doing December. And this is, I forgot to mention it, this is our first Jan Halen or Vanuary episode. We were not going to do it again this year, but with Eddie passing, we figured, fuck it, we'll do another one. So this will be shelved for a couple years after this. But Sonny and Steven had their episode. I was actually supposed to be on it, but with the way things are at work, I was unable to do it. And they did a game show. And
I would have smoked you. I'm hoping you heard it.
I did, and I got to tell you honestly, it was Sonny. Steven was doing the questions, and it was Sonny, Tony Masalam, and who was the other guy?
Curtis Landclough from Retro Zest.
Okay, Sonny, you probably would have beat me, but you would not have fucking smoked me.
I would have smoked you.
You would not have, because there were ones that you got points for that the other two didn't know that I would have known. And there were ones that they got wrong that I would have known as well. So, I'm not saying I would have beat you, but you would not have fucking smoked me.
Would have smoked you.
I'm telling you.
Dylan knows. Everybody thinks they're okay until they got to actually be there and do it. And then it's not easy.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yep.
I've been there. I'm a past Jeopardy winner.
Yeah. Do you know how many times I've had to cut out dead air in the Jeopardy episode because nobody knew what the answer was?
We need to do another one of them soon too. Okay, so what I was getting at, we're gonna reach our pick and a playlist is going to be myself, Dylan, BB, and Sonny, and BC. He is working. Actually, I have to relieve him at work when we get done recording tonight. So I have his list. I'm going to read his list at the end. And after I go, actually, we're going to insert Estrogen, her list, because I'm going to record separately with her because she's actually teaching EMT class this evening, so she was unable to make the recording. So, Sonny, you know, and I'll tell you what. If you go to Vegas, sit next to Sonny, okay? Because he's the luckiest fucking guy ever. And even he always gets he's always gets picked first. He always wins, and he's a lucky fucker because he gets like a lot of the questions. Some of the ones you got in that thing were ground balls, by the way. But like we do the randomizer for the live stream, boom, Sonny's first for the draft. we pick our scientific method of picking names out of hat today. Boom, Sonny gets picked first. So, Sonny, lucky Pooni, go ahead. What do you got for us, my friend?
All right, so I'm sharing all 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what I did was, you know, Van Halen has a lot of music out there. There's no doubt. I'm more of a Sammy guy than I am a David Lee Roth guy because I came in to Van Halen when Sammy joined. And I, you know, got a little bit of a late start. That's fine. So what I did was I go to Spotify. I listen to every album. I did this probably about 6 months ago, and hit like on all the songs I liked. I cut it from all their entire catalog to probably about 45 songs, and then trimmed that down to the top 15 that I got today. It was fairly easy for me because A Different Kind of Truth is complete shit, so it has no space on my list. So there were certain albums that never made it there, so lucky for me. No comment on the Different Kind of Truth is complete shit.
Just a lot of head shaking.
Yeah, he has the thinking man pose right now.
And what I did was no rules, right? I just did my top 15. If it happens to be X amount of David Lee Roth, X amount of Sammy, X amount of Gary Sharon, whoever ends up there. And so I just kind of mixed them all in. So anyway, my number 15 is from Van Halen 2 DOA. I just love the groove of the song. I love the backing vocals. Like, it's classic Van Halen. The bass line's cool. And, you know, only guys like Roth can rhyme policeman and garbage can. Like, there's not very many people that can do that. So that's why it's my number 15. My number 14 is from Balance, Not Enough. Just a beautiful ballad. That first 60 or 70 seconds is almost gospel. That build up, bring it back down. Like, the ballads were pretty much dead by the time Not Enough released. If this thing releases like in the late 80s, it probably becomes a bigger hit. So it got a little bit lost in the shuffle. My number 13 is from the FUCK record, Run Around. You know, there's a lot of Van Hagar songs that are lovey-dovey. There's very few that are just kind of fun. And this is one of the fun ones, and it's got a great chorus, and it just kind of sticks with you. That FUCK record, man, that is desert island type stuff. There is a lot of good stuff on that album. My number 12 is I'll Wait from 1984. I know people I don't know why people hate the song, but I get it. It's got the heavy keyboard and all that, but to me, Michael McDonald co-wrote this thing, and they made a good pair. And it would have done better if it would have had a video, and not to have a video for a song that's released in '84. Probably heard it. I would also say that this is probably one of the few songs from the DLR era that Sammy could probably do very well. And if they would have re-released it, it probably would have done well, maybe in the late 80s. I'm sure there's no way Sammy was going to sign off on that, but it would have been pretty cool. My number 11 is Dreams off of 5150. You know, Mick Jones had said he pushed Sammy to the new heights. Literally, he was singing so high, he was hyperventilating and almost passed out. He is in the stratosphere in some parts of that song. And man, that Blue Angels video, if you haven't seen the video in a while, it's awesome. My number 10 is from Van Halen 2, Beautiful Girls. Just, you know, the Saturday night live skit thing kind of catches me a little bit. The simple, catchy lyrics, the catchy tune, you know, connects with young guys. Like, it's just it's kind of a fun song, and I've always liked it. Number 9 is from 5150, Why Can't This Be Love? You know, this is kind of what started the Van Hagar hate, right? It was a great video, but people didn't like that it got softer. I don't know if you guys remember the straight jackets on the singles cover. Like, it's such a great picture. And I actually have a question for you guys on this one. This funny feeling that Sammy's talking about is supposedly called chicken skin. what the hell? Do you guys know what chicken skin is?
Yeah, it's Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Okay, I have never heard it called chicken skin until like 2 weeks ago.
You guys talked about that on something. I don't know.
Is that an East Coast thing?
I don't know. I'd like it.
It's a thing. I don't know if it's an East Coast thing.
If you just like think about chicken skin, like you just picture the bumps on them.
That's without the feathers, Sonny.
Yeah, without the feathers.
I don't know. We're always talking Goosebumps on this side of the world, so I don't know.
I mean, we use Goosebumps more than chicken skin.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I'd never said chicken skin.
Yeah,
but
I have an old girlfriend that used to say that all the time, but
that's
like,
why she's
you don't hear it
an old
often.
Girlfriend.
But we do know what it is. It is a thing.
Maybe she had chicken skin.
Maybe that's they were gonna name their other band Chicken Skin, but they went with Chicken Foot instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, my number 8 song is from Women and Children First. Take Your Whiskey Home. Love the groove, and like, I give Roth a lot of shit about his singing and blah blah blah, but I can tell you that David Lee Roth is untouchable in these type of songs like that. People call it a whiskey-soaked voice. I don't know why it's always whiskey. I don't know why it's not tequila or gin, whatever. But there's something about his voice that is absolutely perfect for these type of songs. And I can imagine later on in life, Eddie going, I don't want to keep doing those kind of songs. Those kind of songs are okay every once in a while, but that's all David wants to do. So I can imagine that being a strain after a while. My number 7 song is from OU812. Yes, OU812 made a appearance. Finish What You Started. It's one of my favorite Van Halen songs. Just the whole, it's got a little bit of the Diver Down feel, which I don't have any Diver Down songs on this list. And, the whole story about Valerie kicking Eddie out and then him going kind of next door to Sammy with an acoustic guitar and a bottle of hooch, and, they just kind of write this song together. Simple video, not exactly sure why Sammy's kicking a lot, whatever, and then when you see the dress code, it's very 1988.
Oh yeah.
These guys need to buy a shirt because I don't understand the whole bare chest thing. My number 6 is from Fair Warning, Unchained. Everything that is great about David Lee Roth is in this song. The riff, the backing vocals, the guitar solo is awesome. Nobody can replicate Dave's spoken word. People always miss that. There's that little hi-hat snare build right at the beginning. Like, people don't give that enough credit. Like, it's a really good song. My number 5 song is from 5150, Good Enough. Between the Hello Baby and that horsey note in the first 5 seconds. Like, if you were a DLR fan and that was the first thing you heard, and you didn't think Van Halen was going to be okay a minute into the new album of the new Van Hagar, then you weren't really listening. You didn't really give it a chance. And there's a lot of guys that were already into Van Halen that you hear them now go, well, I guess 5150 is okay. It was almost like they weren't going to give it a chance no matter what it was. But to me, I hear that and I go backwards and listen to some of the old Van Halen stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't understand. I mean, they're trying to show you we're going to be okay right out of the gate. Why aren't you hearing this? So I'm not sure how that got missed, but I love it that it's, fun song, got a good melody, all that. My number 4 song is from the FUCK record. It's my wife's favorite Van Halen song. That's Right Now. I cannot believe this video and song did not go number 1. It was on MTV every 3 seconds. It felt like it. I don't understand how it didn't do better on the charts. I've talked about this before. I think, Wolfie should get together with, maybe Michael, maybe even David, Alex, maybe even Sammy, and just re-release the song, give the proceeds to throat cancer research. Like this song would really fit what we're going through right now, and I think they could do something big with it. But I know there's you got to grieve in your own way. I'm sure there's a timing for that. So my top 3 songs, I'm going to tell you right now, 2 out of the 3 are David Lee Roth songs before you fall off your chair. So my number 3 is from the first record, Ain't Talking About Love. The riff is classic. I'm surprised the single didn't chart. Maybe people weren't ready for Van Halen at that point. What David's doing is absolutely classic. I have yet to hear a cover band or any cover of this song capture the riff, the tone, the sound absolutely right. There's something about this song that only Van Halen can do. And I'll tell you, if somebody thinks I'm semi-good looking, if it gets me laid, I'm good with it. I don't care. My number 2 song is from 1984, Hot for Teacher. The video is classic and is probably the best video, rock video anyway, of our lifetime. And it's fun, and I love it that the guys weren't taking themselves too seriously. It's probably very David Lee Roth driven, I'm sure. But if my teachers looked like the way they looked in that video, maybe I don't drop out of high school. Like that video is absolutely perfect. And then my number one song, it's one of the best written songs, in my opinion, in my whole life. Pop perfection off of Oh You Wait 1 2 When It Love. I'm telling you, when the record company heard this song for the first time, they're like, oh, that's a fucking hit right there. There is absolutely no doubt. Put Sammy in a red suit, make it pop, have Eddie scratch his head a little bit in the middle of the guitar solo, and people go ape. And that's exactly what happened. So there you go.
All right, cool list. I really like what you said about I'll Wait. I don't know why they didn't do a video for that, because I mean I think it would have been a good contrast for them to do it. You had Panama and you had Harvard Teacher, so you throw more of a serious video in for I'll Wait, and I think it would have done a lot better. Cool list, and I was checking off Dave and Sammy's songs as you were going along.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
7 Dave, 8 Sammy.
7 Dave, 8 Sammy. BB's disappointed that there was nothing from Different Kind of Truth and no Gary Sharon on there.
Gary Sharon.
Or Diver Down. Yeah, there's 3 albums that I just don't like a whole lot of songs on there.
Good list, though.
Yeah, you gave me some flashbacks when you mentioned cover bands doing Ain't Talk About Love, because my band actually did Ain't Talk About Love, and for some reason they had me on vocals, so you could imagine how bad that was. There's actually
footage. It was fine.
Well, no, there's footage of us playing it, and you could see my bandmates laughing at my vocals. So that I still, it's really tough for me to listen to that song without thinking about that. But it was a good list. I actually have 2 songs from your list on my list as well. So that's a show of good taste for sure. What about you, BB?
Yeah, great list. Definitely a great mixture of Sam and Dave. And really, this catalog, there's probably really only one song in the whole Van Halen catalog that is bad. And the only one I didn't really like was Not Enough. I don't know what it is with that song. I don't know if it was one of those things that, back in the day it was on MTV, it was on the radio, it was jammed down your throat at times when this album came out. But other than that, fantastic list. Really enjoy all those songs.
All right, yeah, good start there, SP. Good job. Good mix of both.
The best of both worlds, you could say.
Well, maybe. All right. So, let's do my list here now. I start off with "Beautiful Girls" from Van Halen 2. Absolutely love that song. Just a great. I mean, you can actually picture him sitting in the sand, sitting on the beach with his toes in the sand and having a drink, just a great song, great way to end Van Halen 2 for sure. And that album would be even better if they got Women in Love out of there. Next I got from Fair Warning, So This Is Love. Just a great song. I just hate how they turn the fucking bass down on that song once the guitar starts going in, but just a great song. I love the drums in that song. And background vocals fantastic in it. Just a great song. And BB is going to ridicule the fuck out of me for this one. I got Tattoo in there. Oof. I fucking love that song. I think it's excellent. And I'm sure Sonny's sitting there shaking his head now as well. But I like that song. I like the feel to it. I think it's a great opening song for that excellent album, Sonny Pooni. Hot for Teacher. I will be shocked if not everybody has this in their list. Just a fantastic song. There's not really much I can say about it that we haven't talked about. And like I said, a couple of years ago on this podcast, you can't separate the song from the video on this. You can't listen to it without thinking of the video. Next up, I got my first Sammy one here, BB. Get a little... Yeah! A little pound cake to get a little Sammy thing going there. And good song. I like that. Very good song. I go back to Van Halen 2 for my next one, Bottoms Up. Typical great Dave party song. And just... great background vocals in it too. I just love it. It's got that little bluesy feel to it. Then when it kicks in, it's fantastic. And then I go to Van Halen, the Greatest Hits Volume 1.
Oh, wow.
For Me Wise Magic. Always loved that song. I was so hopeful that Dave was going to come back into Van Halen when they put these two songs out. They put this out, and Can't Get This Stuff No More. Two really good songs, and even Humans Being on that Greatest Hits is a really good song.
But what about the Twister songs?
I don't remember that. The other ones I don't know.
Well, Humans Being was a Twister.
that was a
that's
Twister song, right?
And then they close that soundtrack out. Eddie and Alex did it has something to do with the wind. They do like an instrumental, and that's how they close the album.
That's right.
Oh, okay, the soundtrack.
Yeah, I forget what the actual Wind of Change. No, I don't know something.
They did a cover. Of
They did the Scorpions.
That was the Scorpions.
Yeah.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Yeah.
Come on, Gorbachev, give me a break.
One break
All right,
coming up.
So then I go to VH1 for you got to have a Dave. Dave gets the Dave Sickle guitar out, does a little Ice Cream Man. Totally ripping solo on that song. Gotta love it. I stick on Van Halen 1 with Ain't Talking About Love. I think that's an essential Van Halen song that should be on. That's another one I think that should be on everyone's list. But if it's not, it's all right. It's on mine. And I do plunge into the Diver Down album, Sonny. I go a little Secrets there just to bring it down a little bit. I like the feel of that song. It's got a good vibe to it. I think it's really good. I think it's a good deep track on the Diver Down album. I go back to Sammy for my all-time favorite Sammy song, Black and Blue. Love it from OU812. Fucking awesome song. I also, Sonny, have Take Your Whiskey Home. Love that song. Dave just does a regular acoustic guitar on this one, BB. He only uses the Dave Sickle for the Ice Cream Man.
The Ice Cream Man?
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, it's just regular acoustic for that one. Back to VH2. I love Van Halen 2. If it wasn't for Women in Love, that would be the perfect album. Somebody Get Me a Doctor, just a great rockin' song. Then I go to the FUCK album, Little Top of the World. I like the vibe of that. It's a good happy party song. It's a good way to start winding down the set list here. And I'm gonna go. You probably never thought I would go this way, but I'm ending my set with Jump.
Ooh.
I like it. I love the solo. I like the feel to it. I want to go out on a high note that they would end the concert with, and that's my list.
Did you have any reasoning behind what you picked? Because I know you mentioned to me that you wanted to not pick certain songs. That were going to be used in the.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing an Eddie Van Halen riff episode coming up, and I didn't want to pick any songs that I'm going to use on that episode in my playlist tonight.
So you did your list more it would be more like a concert type thing? Or...
No, it's just just a party list.
Okay.
You're having some beers,
gotcha.
boom, throw it on there.
Okay. No, when you said your list...
So even if you're drinking, BB, you can get to, let's see, what song? Number 10, Secrets. It's a low on the thing, so that can be your piss song if you wanted to be.
Okay, all right.
There you go. Yeah, I have a couple songs on that list. It's a very good list. I am going to be disappointed you on one of the songs that you said should be on everybody's list, because I'm saving that for another episode as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can repeat, but...
Well, I don't want to. I wanted to... You know me, I like to challenge myself with this stuff, so make it interesting.
All right, well, since I picked one song I did not like off of Mr. Pooni's, I'll pick one song off of your list I don't like. Ice Cream Man. I don't know. I know you're always a big fan of that. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Dedicated as one of the ladies.
It's stupid. It's just a filler song.
I don't know. I feel like
we are taking you back to fucking rehab.
I feel like the solo
alone
is worth it. That's one of the best solos in the catalog.
Well,
whoa!
I said one of the best
we can't
solos.
have an episode without BB shitting on me somehow. So
I said
that's
one
his
of them.
song.
Sonny, are you a fan of the Ice Cream Man?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I think Dave does those kind of songs pretty well.
Okay.
What do you think, SP?
I thought it was a good list. There'd be 3 songs I'd go take a piss and not miss them at all. And I had 21 songs that at the end could have made my list, and 5 of those songs made your list total. So, overall good list. I don't know if I'd make Jump number 1, but that's up to you.
All right, very cool. There's Sonny's list and my list. So now we're going to shoot into our gem songs. So, Sonny, you're going to be in charge of that this week. What do you got?
All right, so the song we're about to play, oh, by the way, before we get to the song we're about to play, that song was called Respect the Wind, that Twister song.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Before somebody's out there looking for winds of change.
Yeah.
All right. So the hidden gem song I'm going to play, it's a song called "The Lion." Basically, after Maiden releases Seventh Son of a Seventh Son in '88, Maiden decides to take a break. Adrian decides he wants to put a project together, and he can't think of a name, so he says it's going to be the Adrian Smith and Project, so it's ASAP. The band members, Andy Barnett is helping with the lead guitars, playing some of the acoustic guitars, doing backing vocals. You got Dave Caldwell, who's also doing rhythm and lead guitars, doing some backing vocals. Richard Young on keyboards. Yes, there's keyboards on these songs. Robin Clayton on bass. Zach Starkey on drums. And Adrian is doing both the lead guitars and the lead vocals. So the reason I started listening to this album the other day is I was like, that whole Adrian Ritchie thing came out. And I'm like, wait a second, is that Adrian singing? Because that's not Ritchie, because they're switching off the vocal. And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Adrian did used to sing. And he's not saying on a lot of things, but I could have swore he released some albums. So this is one of them. The song is called The Lion. So check this out. It's from 1989.
Take a
All right, we are back. Thanks for picking that song, Sonny. You know, and I have that CD laying around somewhere. I haven't listened that long time. I'll have to bust that out and check that out. Good song, though. I enjoyed it. So I know you sent it to myself and Dylan. You'll have to check it out, BB. It's good.
Okay.
All right, let's do our hidden gems. And, BB, what do you got first this week?
I'm still going to stay on this Van Halen bandwagon. Probably about a month ago, I think it was on Blabbermouth, I read this. Eddie Van Halen actually did this compilation with this guy called David Garfield, who is a pretty much like a jazz piano synth guy. And you'll enjoy this, Steve, because they redo the If 6 Was 9 from the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
There you go.
So Eddie Van Halen playing Jimi Hendrix, he actually puts a little EVH sparkle on some of these riffs. It's really, it's cool. It's different. It's musical. The guy in it singing is really good, and there's some like piano keyboard in here, so it's really different than the original. But Eddie's playing of this is fucking, as Sonny would say, bananas, and I'll say sick bananas, but it is just mind-blowing what he's doing with this guitar in this song.
Hey, as long as it's not Hendrix himself, I like his stuff, but when other people do it, I'm not a Hendrix
So it's
guy.
it's actually David Garfield. It's off the album Guitar Heroes OTB Volume 1. It's on an EP, and the song is If 6 Was 9.
All right, Sonny, what do you got? Please don't tell me it's a Hendrix song.
No. All right, so I love Hendrix, but it's not a Hendrix song. So I'm going to give you an album from 2020. You know, it's possible none of your listeners have heard of it. It's a band called Captain Blackbeard, and the album's called Sonic Forces, released in May. So, you know, at Grown Up Rock, we're major like Eclipse and Heat fans, and these guys are also from Sweden. And believe it or not, a band called Captain Blackbeard has 5 albums out, and they have like kind of a Heat feel to them. There's plenty of guitar, there's plenty of keyboards, plenty of melodies. I would say if you love bands like Harem Scarum, like it's that kind of stuff. And if you want to check out some songs, I would say the 3 you want to check out on Spotify is Time to Deliver, Headlights, and Lights and Shadows. So Captain Blackbeard, Sonic Forces. When we release our top 2020, it will be my number 3 album, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you sent me that. I thought you were fucking with me because I like the like bands like Ailstorm and that shit. And I'm like, you're definitely fucking with me, Captain Blackbeard. But it is not pirate metal, and it is good. Even though Sonny likes it, it is good.
Oh, good! Wow.
All right. And actually, it's funny because my youngest son Carson is in the other room while we're recording here, and he just texted me, Hendrix blows. Love it. All right, Dylan, now how about you? What do you got?
As a Hendrix fan, that's not true. But you guys were talking about Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and that reminded me of one song from them that I really enjoy off of Beethoven's Last Night, released in 2000, Last Illusion, a really cool mid-album song towards the end. It has a little bit of Flight of the Bumblebee in there, and a little bit of the Ode to Joy, some Sonata Facile, which is the beginner sonata, because Facile is easy.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really fun song, a lot of energy to it. I always like TSO. They have such a cool, epic feel to them. A very full band, and this song is a really cool showcase of them.
All right. Very cool. And for me, I'm going to go back to 1997. And with the party feel that I have for Van Halen, I wanted to throw an album out there of a fun band. And I think I mentioned this band before, but I think I talked about their second album. This band is called 924. This album came out in 1997, and it's called $5 a Cup. I don't know if you want to call it a concept album, but it kind of is, because it's like it takes place at a guy's house, and it's mixed in with like this guy having a party at his house, and the band's playing there. And you get a song, and then you get he's yelling at the people to stay out of the refrigerator and don't hook up with his 15-year-old sister. And then he gets caught making, and then another song goes by. Then the one part he gets caught making out with another chick by his girlfriend, and they fight and break up and shit during the album. So it's very cool. It's a really fun album. Songs like She, Moves, Bedtime Stories, Rita, Addiction. It's just a fun album, fun band. I'm I know they're not together anymore, but they do have 2 albums out, and just a great, fun party band. It's 924. The album's called $5 a Cup. I actually just got it off of Discogs. I had a burned copy of it, but I wanted the actual hard copy, and I listened to it tonight. So there's our gems. 924, $5 a Cup for myself. If 6 was 9, the Ed Van Halen,
David
Garfield,
blah, blah.
the Cat albums. That guy doing the song. And then Dylan's got TSO, Last Illusion, from Beethoven's Last Night. And Sonny's got the non-pirate metal band, Captain Blackbeard. And the album's called Sonic Forces. And that album is actually very good, so definitely check those guys out. And Sonny and Steven have their year-end episode albums coming up, so check them out as well. All right, so let's get back in. It's list time. So, Dylan, what do you got first?
You know, the funny thing was that there was a Sonic the Hedgehog game called Sonic Forces. So I thought it was like a soundtrack for it, but it's not. I mean, Ted Poley does do some of the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtracks. So
Does it really?
yeah,
Yeah.
he does. They're very good. A lot of the Sonic songs are fantastic. Anyways, yeah, my Van Halen list. What this episode's actually about. I was like you, Dad. I wanted to pick songs that I wasn't going to be talking. I was going to be talking about. You know, I didn't want to pick those for the next episode, and listeners will see what that episode's about. But I also wanted to kind of go off the beaten path, not pick the usual songs you might hear. I mean, there's a couple that are definitely hits, but I wanted to pick songs that are a little lesser known, a little out there, and they're not in really any order. They're just a list of songs as I was going through the Van Halen discography, and I just picked them out of a hat. So the first song that I want to talk about is a song Sonny picked as well, DOA from Van Halen 2. Just a fantastic, fun... I love the... It's just a really cool, almost call and response with the Dave singing, then there's the pause with the guitar, and then Dave sings again. It's kind of a really fun song from a great album, and I don't even mind Women in Love ending that album, even though you said that you hated it like 5 times. Second song I want to talk about, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, the first Sammy song, Man on a Mission. It's got the nice stomping feel to it. It's got that cool groove coming in from Michael Anthony. It's just a nice, groovy song. It's all I can say about it. A fun riff, a nice, simple drums. Alex isn't overplaying. He's just grooving with Michael, and they take it for a walk, as I say. The next song, another Sammy song from OU812, Source of Infection. This is a nice, fast-paced song. I like the really fast-paced Sammy songs because it's a very different side of them. It really showcases that they can do more than just the awesome ballads that Sammy does, that they can rock out when they need to. But it's not the party band rock out that Dave has. It's a very different feel of the song. So this is a really cool showcase of that. The next song I want to talk about, first song we're going to be mentioning, I think, from Different Kind of Truth. Did you mention any from that album? Mm-hmm. You did?
Tattoo.
Oh, that's right. The first good song from Different Kind of Truth that we're going to be talking about. Out of Space. Again, it's another high-energy song that harkens back to old school Van Halen. I love the out of space, out of space, out of space. And Eddie's guitar is just blistering through this whole song. Speaking of blistering guitars, from Van Halen 1, I'm the One. I always loved this song. This is one of my favorite Van Halen songs of all time. It's just got that fantastic back and forth with the drums and the guitar at the beginning, and then it has the doo-wop section towards the end. Like, what? Only one band could just go into doo-wop in the middle of a hard rockin' song. Just it's just so fun, and I love when Van Halen has fun. That's the band I like. Next song from Diver Down, really one of the only songs I like from this album, besides Big Bad Bill, Sweet William Now. It's Little Guitars. It has such an upbeat feel to it. I love it. Like, Dave sounds so joyful in this song. It has a very different feel than what he normally sings about. I don't know why. And I love the Senorita. I've talked about how I like this song a lot of times, but can't talk about it enough. My next song, number 7, a song that's been picked as well, from Women and Children First, Take Your Whiskey Home. It's got that nice Van Halen, just rough and tumble feel to it. I love the stop and start aspect of the song, and then the drum fill with the and it goes into the really fun part of the song. It's just a really great great album, and I'm going to continue with Women and Children first, with Loss of Control. This is just the frantic, fast-paced Van Halen song. It has the nice police scanner part. Can you repeat? I can't. Mayday, mayday. And it just it doesn't take a breath. It just is constantly going. It feels like they're losing control in the band, and it's fantastic. Then number 9, So This Is Love, starts with the awesome bass from Michael Anthony that for some reason gets turned down so Dave could do his vocals. I never get that, but it has one of my favorite solos, which is the very last solo in the song during the outro. It's just another very upbeat song that has fun vocals from Dave, and the background vocals are fantastic, and the band's firing on all cylinders. Fair Warning's a fantastic album. Number 10, we're going back to Sammy with a little Get Up, 5150. I was gonna pick, Good Enough, but I figured Get Up was a good different choice for it. I think it has like the talking of the band at the beginning where they're kind of just like, pissing around to the studio. That's always fun.
Trying to be Dave.
It's not trying to be Dave. It sounds like they're having a great time, and I'm having a great time listening to it for that. Number 11, took a page out of Dad's book, had to pick Jump from 1984. It's just a classic song, and you can't not get excited when you hear those keyboards.
Sure.
And the drums coming in with a really powerful impact. It's a fun song. It's a fun song that epitomizes some of the best of the 80s, I feel. Number 12, another song that I really enjoy from Sammy's era of Van Halen, from 5150, Love Walks In. Love this song. I love the background vocals towards the end of the song where they really go up high. It just has this, hits you right in the feels, I think. It's a great balladish song. I wouldn't necessarily call it a full ballad, but it's one of my favorite of the Sammy songs for sure. And then number 13, All You Sinners Swing, from Fair Warning, the rare curse from Van Halen, from Dave. Drops the F-bomb, but a nice fast-paced song again. The get out of bush. Just a fun song. These are all fun songs. And then number 14, Somebody Get Me a Doctor. Somebody Get Me a Shot. Great way to end the song from Van Halen 2. Again, it's just a fun song. I love the woo-woo. they throw in little bits that change up the song, and I really appreciate it. And then my last song I want to talk about is also from Van Halen 2, Light Up the Sky. This was the very first song I ever heard from Van Halen, that they played live in front of me, because we were at Bethel Woods, and that was my very first and only Van Halen concert. And they opened with Light Up the Sky, so it has a very special place in my heart. First song I ever saw them play live. So that had to be the last song on my list. But what do you guys think?
Sonny prefers the Doug Pinnick version of Light Up the Sky.
Oh, brutal.
That is fucking terrible.
Brutal.
What do you think, Sonny?
So 3 of his Dylan songs would have made my list out of the 21 I had. No, it's a good list. I like Pointer Sisters Jump a little bit better, but that's just me. And then, you have possibly the worst Van Halen song ever written, possibly one of the worst songs ever written, period, on your list. But, that's okay. Besides that, it's a good list.
What song is that?
He's going to say
Source of Infection is
okay.
brutal.
I like it. It's fast-paced. It's fun.
Oh, brutal.
Better than Not Enough. No.
No, it is not.
Way better. What do you think, BB?
Yeah, I love Dylan's list. So far, it's definitely my favorite of the night. There's probably no skippers on that list for me. And the way I did my list, there's a couple repeats. I don't think there's any repeats on Steve's and Sonny's, because I really fucked up my list. But there's a lot of good songs that Dylan hit. And when you get to mine, you'll understand why I really fucked this up. But
I like Dylan's list. I think it's good. I love the Pick a Little Guitars. I think that's a fantastic song and real good. I'm not a fan of Get Up though, but
love it.
I like in Light Up the Sky. I love it, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard. I know Sonny has because they talked about it on Grown Up Rock. From the one Van Halen tribute album, Doug Pinnick from King's X singing Light Up the Sky. Oh.
Brutal.
It's fucking terrible. Oh my God, it's horrible.
Good.
It just
good.
makes me hate King's X even more than I do.
I know. And I saw them a couple times on Kiss Cruise 6, and I watched like 2 songs, and I'm like, I'm out of here. Because we saw them at M3, I don't know, maybe 2013 or something like that they played, and like, just not for me. Definitely not for me. All right, birthday boy, what do you got?
All right, so you guys did like an ultimate list like you were supposed to. I kind of went almost. This is almost like a Steve Wright thing. Like I almost kind of did my own thing, not realizing that I should have did an ultimate list.
Pulling a David Pumpkins, you're your own thing.
On my own thing. I kind of picked almost like the hidden gem from each album.
Okay.
Then I threw in a couple of the greatest hits albums that they have. I picked a couple of songs from them, and then I did a live one that we'll talk about very last. But so my hidden gem from Van Halen, I'm the One. Dylan picked this song. I love the fast riff in this. The crashing cymbals are so cool. There's like 2 solos in it, plus the outro solos. So there's probably like 3 solos in the song. It's so cool. And like Dylan already hit it. He said a little shooby dooby dooby doowas on there. And I'm glad you picked that because I was gonna bust Steve on the shooby dooby doobies because he's the shooby dooby dooby guy. But wow. just a great song in that.
Say that again, BB. I love the shooby dooby dooby. Do it again.
He's like that shooby dooby dooby guy.
Do what?
Do what? Yeah, so I always thought that was like that hidden gem of that album. Van Halen 2, another song that Dylan has picked, Light Up the Sky. It's just full of energy. There's great harmonies in it. There's that start-stop rhythms in there. And what I really love towards right before the solo, Dave screams, "Light 'em up!" And he just goes in right to that crazy solo, which is really, really cool. Song number 3 from Women and Children First. I picked Romeo Delight. I think this is just amazing how Eddie sets like this certain mood with that song. Like if you just listen to the actual guitar in that, like there's like he'll hit that one note, and then he turns the volume down, and it's almost like something bad is like about like it almost like it's like a horror movie sound that like somebody's gonna like somebody's behind you, and you know then the next verse is real quick, and then they go back into another verse, and he plays the same riff again, and it's just a really, really mood thing with me on that song. I really enjoy it. Just crazy mood thing with that song. From Fair Warning, I picked Sinner Swing. Like Dylan, once again, I love the drum beat in this. It just has like a certain swagger and attitude to it. You know, back and forth Dave and Mike and Eddie chorus. It really sticks out on that album for me. Album number 5, they released Diver Down. So when you went from Diver Down, I did this. Not saying that I hate the album, but I kind of do. I went with Hang 'em High. The actual music is from a song they called Last Night that was kind of dished from Van Halen 1. It didn't make the album. Dave kind of reworked this, and he almost had like Clint Eastwood in mind when he started writing the words for this. So that was a kind of cool little tidbit that I found. Album number 6 from 1984. I love Girl Gone Bad. Definitely a hidden gem for me in that album. It has that galloping drum beat throughout the whole song. The extended solo is really, really cool. And I love the vocals when Dave sings this song. This is where I found Van Halen. So this is where I teeter. This is where I go from. I love this album. This is my favorite album. This is better than Kiss, Section, Time, and I love this 1984 album. Fantastic. Album number 7 comes from 5150. I am absolutely in love with Summer Nights. It's just a great song. It's pretty much spot on what we used to do down in town. We used to hang out downtown, watching the girls drive by, hang out in a group, get ready to party. We're going out in the woods. Somebody got some beer. We're going for a ride. We're gonna celebrate with our. We got Summer Nights in my radio. Just a really, really fun summer song. Album number 8 comes from OU812. I picked "Feel So Good." This song was. They released a video for this, and it was like that real funny. It was like a revolving, like an old movie strip, and it just kept revolving. And there's a lot of synth in there. There's it's almost like a lovey-dovey song. But when the synth and Eddie guitar get in this song, I love this. And it's just a crazy video for this. I remember. I think it was released. They had like a Cabo Wabo type thing on MTV, and they released this. This video was really cool. It really caught my eye. But album number 9 comes from Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. I picked The Dream Is Over. Love the harmonies in this from the guys. The chorus is real catchy. The finger tapping solo is amazing in it. And like Sonny said, this is a really good album. And that I just wanted to pick that because I figured it'd be one of those kind of hidden gems that nobody's going to talk about. Album number 10 from Balance. I went with Aftershock. It's a song about Sammy's divorce that he's going through at the time. Drums in this are fucking fantastic. The outro solo is crazy. It's just one of those, after you read the lyrics and you understand the aftershock that Sammy's feeling after his divorce. So wanted to kind of spotlight that because I think the guitar work on that song is pretty much the best on the album.
It's not after the liquor?
No, sorry, it is not. Album number 11 from 1998, Van Halen 3 finally makes an appearance. I'm going to pick probably, this was from the Lethal Weapon movie, Fire in the Hole. Solo in this is crazy. Outro solo is amazing in this. The lyrics in this is cool, and I enjoy, like we've said this several times, I enjoy this album as long as you don't go in thinking, it's an Eddie Van Halen shredding, from the late 70s album. I really enjoy this because it's different. It's,
word to the wisdom tooth.
Oof, man, yeah, exactly. It's just something that if either you like it or you don't, it's one of those love-hate relations. I love Van Halen 3. A couple too many, instrumentals on that, but Fire in the Hole, love that song. Album number 12 from A Different Kind of Truth. I picked Chinatown. A couple songs have already been off this album, but just a crazy guitar work on this. It's fast. What I even like about it, like Eddie plays so fast, but Dave actually sings fast and actually keeps up with Eddie with this. And it's just amazing how Dave can kind of keep with Eddie. It's just probably the fastest song in the album and definitely the craziest guitar work on my list. So album number 13, I went from the Best of VH Volume 1. I picked Can't Get This Stuff No More because I know Steve was going to go with Me Wise Magic. It has that very Diver Down era feel to it. And there's actually talk box in there. So how, it's just funny when you talk about Eddie Van Halen, it took him all this time to throw a little talk box in the song, but that's in there. The harmonies are great and more melodic choruses on this. Really, really fun. Album number 14, The Best of Both Worlds. I picked Learning to See. It has this heavy to light roller coaster feel to me. The verses are soft, the chorus is heavy. The music is so dark. It goes from heavy and dark to light. But the chorus throughout the song is very, very dark. And it doesn't even seem like a Sammy song because like you're used to like the the radio poppy stuff. There's certain times in those chorus lines that it doesn't even seem very Sammy-ish. So song number 15. Since I ran out of albums, I went back to one of the greatest hits albums, Best of Both Worlds. The last 3 songs on the album are actually released from the Live Without a Net. And one of them is Ain't Talking About Love. And I have to say, Sammy blows this song out of the water for not being his. If you listen to this, and you listen to the Ain't Talking About Love on the Tokyo Dome live album, since, Dave never released any live stuff, that's the only kind of release stuff that we have to go to, blows Dave out of the water with this song.
You had it right when you said blows.
But just an amazing rendition of Dave's song. Fantastic. Ain't Talking About Love. So that's where I went with this. And now that I realize, now that we have 3 more Van Halen episodes, there's a lot of stuff in there that I probably won't have to. I'll be able to pick this hits like you guys did. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Get them all out of the way.
yeah.
All right. What do you think, Sonny?
So he gets to 15. He goes, I'm out of Van Halen albums. He doesn't think of, hey, maybe I got the rules wrong. He just goes and makes some shit.
That's some real Steve Wright shit right there.
Yeah. Were we only supposed to do 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I ran out albums at 14.
And then the summer night story, he's talking about like beer in the woods and got drunk, and I'm like, is there somebody missing? Did somebody get murdered? I didn't know where the story was going. I was really looking forward to the story. Great list. I mean, I love most of these songs. There's no really stinkers in there. A Fire in the Hole. There's only like maybe 3 or 4 songs on Van Halen 3 that I go back to. You know, there's some interesting stuff on there. It's just, didn't really catch my ear. I can't say it absolutely sucks, but there's a few songs I go back to. Fire in the Hole is one of them.
I'm really sad you didn't pick the Pizza Man.
I love that song.
That's the best song on the album. That
song
has one of the best Van Halen solos on any album.
Musically, it's a great song. The lyrics
The
are
lyrics
not
are
good.
ridiculous. Yeah.
I like the lyrics. I think they're unique.
They're unique for sure. This was a really great list. A lot of songs that we had in similar. We were simpatico with that, so that's always fantastic to see. I thought it was cool that you showcased the hidden gems of each of the albums. That was a cool spin on the topic for tonight, because it was nebulous, just a 15-song playlist. So I thought you took it and ran with it, which is always good.
Whew. I gotta say, BB's love for greatest hits albums continues.
Yes!
On this episode. Some good picks, though. Hang 'em High is absolutely spectacular. Love that song. Girl Gone Bad. I love the beginning of that. It kind of reminds me of there's some TV theme show like from the 70s that kind of reminds me of. I can't think of what the fuck it is, though. Every time I hear it.
Shirley.
Huh? Yeah.
Barney Miller.
I'm trying to find something else that's good on here. No.
Wow.
Best of Both Worlds is good. Ain't Talking About Love. Total example of BB talking out of his ass to get my goat.
Yes.
But that I'll tell you what, that Live Without a Net is a fantastic concert. I'm a Dave guy, but like that when that came out, I used to rent that all the time. That and the Kiss Live Uncensored. Those two, like I had in like constant rotation in my VCR. If you don't know what a VCR is out there, look it up. But good list though. Different Romeo Delight, very cool. Some good picks there. Like some of the Sammys, like The Dream Is Over, not a fan, but good stuff though. All right. Since BC could not be here with us, I'm going to read his list.
Uh-oh.
And any guesses, anybody? What's not going to be on here?
Probably a lot of Sammy.
Ballads?
Tattoo?
All of the above. All right. He starts out with Hot for Teacher, Take Your Whiskey Home, Everybody Wants Some, Panama, DOA, Dirty Movies, Unchained, On Fire, Jump. I'm surprised he has Jump in there. And The Cradle Will Rock, Ice Cream Man, Ain't Talking About Love, Stay Frosty, I'll Wait, and One Foot Out the Door. That's zero Sammy.
That sounds like it could be a Dave concert.
Yep. I think his pick of One Foot Out the Door is fantastic.
That's cool.
That solo rips.
That's a short but sweet song.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I enjoyed it. He's got there's ones that we've all talked about before tonight, but good though. Oh, he has Diddy movies down, not dirty movies.
Diddy's on the silver screen.
That's funny. All right, so what do you think, BB? Real quick on BC's.
Very, very good list. Maybe he didn't get the memo that Sammy actually joined the band in 1986 or 87. Maybe he could at least threw Sammy one bone, but it's a good list. Believe me.
SP.
All of his songs have the worst singer in Van Halen involved, so that's all I got to say.
Who invited you?
He got the 6th best singer in Van Halen in all the songs.
Oh, Jesus.
Good for you.
You were putting Mitch Malloy ahead of him or what? All right, Dylan. Talk some sense into us.
That was good. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's really interesting that he didn't have a single Sammy song like at all on the list. You figured he would have put one on there, but yeah, he really went the distance with Dave.
Yeah. Could you picture if they did have Mitch Malloy in there instead of Sammy? Holy fuck. Sonny, you saw him with us when Great White, right?
Oh my God, he was horrible. I couldn't watch it anymore. I'm like, I'm going back in the casino.
It was. We just all kind of just were like, okay, we saw it, and it actually happened. We're out of here.
Sure, he's a wonderful man, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's
And
a
there
nice
is that
guy.
one song they actually did. I forget what it's called. It's out there, but
Absolutely.
It's,
So, all right. So there's our Van Halen playlists. Dylan's still cracking up over Mitch Malloy. Dylan, maybe you can find that Mitch Malloy song and put it in the Spotify playlist.
yeah.
I don't know if it's on Spotify.
Oh, there's no way it's on Spotify. I can tell you that right
Oh
now.
boy, let's take
All
a
right.
look.
So I want to. We'll go around the table. Wrap up. I'll go last. Go ahead, Dylan.
Yeah, this was a really fun episode. Cool to hear everybody's picks for what they think is worth putting on the Ultimate Van Halen playlist. January or Jan Halen is going to be a fun time for sure, and it's a great way to honor such a legend and who unfortunately is gone too soon. But his music lives on, and all of his riffs and solos are still here for us to enjoy and to dissect. So it's really fantastic that we get to talk about Van Halen. Even now, another full month. So thanks for coming on as well, Sonny. And you will be able to listen to all of these songs on the Spotify playlist of the week. Maybe not the Mitch Malloy one, but all the songs that are on there will be on the Spotify playlist. So you can check that out in the show notes below.
All right, Sonny.
Van Halen, I mean, they got a ton of music out there. And, after doing the 4 weeks on Growing Up Rock and just listening to a bunch of Van Halen after Eddie passed, you just get an idea of, man, the talent was just amazing and how different it was at the time frames that they did what they did. It's a shame we don't have 25 albums, right? It's one of the things where Van Halen themselves could have probably saved the rock that we listened to in the 90s. If they could have kind of stayed together and kept going, we would have had all this great music, but it's unfortunate. But what we do have is great, and this was fun to do.
Yeah, first, Sonny, thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you on here in your little different aspect of the musical world. Love it. Van Halen were my pretty much second big band behind Kiss, and I played these guys out more hours in my room than I can actually add up because it's just oodles and oodles of time in my life that I listened to these guys. And with Eddie's passing, it was really tough to get through for a little bit. And once again, played more Van Halen out the wazoo from start to back, front to back. It's just, it's just kind of like a surreal thing now that, as we're getting older, the musical influences that we listen to as young kids are getting older, and it's just it's a real reality check that they're not going to be around forever, but at least we have the music. So I love this month. I can't wait to delve into the next episode. So
All right, yeah. Once again, thank you, Sonny, for spending some time with us. It's always a pleasure having you on here. I love the banter and your sometimes insane music tastes that we talk about on here. And BB, happy official birthday!
Yeah.
By the way, and I love talking Van Halen. Like I said, we weren't going to do the Van Halen month, but like I said, with Eddie passing away, figured we might as well. But it's always fun just going back. You could throw on almost any Van Halen album and pick something good off of it. Even this your own album, there's some listenable stuff on there. It's not totally horrible, but always fun talking about them. And so this is the first of the month that we're going to do. So I hope everybody has a safe and happy New Year. Thanks for checking us out and everything. I think we're good. I mean, I appreciate everybody listening, everybody interacting with us. It's fun. Like you said, check out the Spotify playlist and let us know what you guys would pick for a playlist. Give us yours. Tell us how crazy BB is for putting his Ain't Talking About Love on there. I'll have to listen to that. I'm not gonna like it better than Dave's, but I'm sure it's good though. But and I've always said it. I think one of the major secret weapons in Van Halen is Alex. The drum sound on these albums is just absolutely phenomenal. And he's a drummer. When you hear him, like, oh, that's Alex Van Halen. So, guys, crank some VH, crank some music. Have a happy and safe New Year. Thanks for rocking with us. We're in our third year. I know we started 2017, so this will be going into our fourth year, which is insane. We will be hitting our 200th episode this year, as will Sonny and Steven on Grown Up Rock. So check out Sonny and Steven on Grown Up Rock podcast, and check out Sonny on Podcast Rock City. And Sonny also appears on the Shout Out Loudcast, their bonus episodes. So check those guys out. Hope everybody's safe and healthy out there. We will see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.